Peace be upon Dr. Mageswaran Sanmugam. My name is Amira SYAMIMI binti AZHAR and my metric number is 150502. I'm a semester 1 student for academic season 2022. I'm here to present my module that use game-based learning strategy for the topic that I have been chosen. My purpose in produce this module as guidance for teachers to teach Form 1 history on the theme of prehistoric time under chapter of characteristic life in prehistoric times. The time period for this teaching and learning is 1 hour and 20 minutes. There are 3 learning outcomes or objectives that will obtained by the student at the end of the class, which is 1. Student will be able to state example of life in prehistoric times. 2. Student will be able to identify the characteristic of prehistoric life. 3. Student will be able to describe the difference between prehistoric life. So, this is my daily lesson plan, which is I will explain this part in Malay. Berikut merupakan rancangan pengajaran harian yang akan dilaksanakan pada minggu kelima pada hari Isnin, iaitu 24 Februari. Pengajaran ini akan dilaksanakan bagi kelas 1 Bestari yang mempunyai seramai 30 orang pelajar, di mana masa diperuntukkan adalah pada jam 10 pagi sehingga 11.20 pagi, iaitu selama 1 jam 20 minit bagi tajuk zaman prasejarah. Bagi standard kandungan, pengajaran ini adalah berasaskan bab 3 daripada buku teks sejarah tingkatan 1 yang akan memperincikan lagi tajuk tersebut pada bahagian ketiga, iaitu ciri-ciri kehidupan manusia pada zaman prasejarah. Ciri-ciri ini meliputi ciri-ciri daripada pelbagai aspek, misalnya kediaman, peralatan dan sebagainya. Pada akhir pembelajaran, pelajar akan berupaya untuk menyatakan contoh kehidupan pada zaman prasejarah. Turut, mereka akan dapat mengenal pasti ciri-ciri kehidupan mereka dan mampu untuk menjelaskan perbezaan antara zaman-zaman prasejarah tersebut. Pengajaran dan pembelajaran ini mempunyai 5 bahagian yang mempunyai 5 aktiviti berbeza. Bagi aktiviti 1 adalah bahagian pengenalan yang akan berlangsung selama 10 minit. Di bahagian ini, pelajar akan dimulakan dengan sesi soal jawab ringkas di mana mereka perlu menjawab menggunakan pengetahuan sedia ada mereka. Hal ini bertujuan untuk memberikan pendedahan awal kepada pelajar berkaitan tajuk yang akan dipelajari pada hari tersebut. Bagi aktiviti 2 pula akan berlangsung selama 15 minit di mana pelajar perlu mereka cipta peta minda kreatif. Yang menariknya, peta minda yang perlu dihasilkan itu adalah berdasarkan nyanyian lagu yang akan dinyanyikan bersama-sama di dalam kelas. Di sini, pelajar akan lebih bersemangat untuk menginterpretasikan kandungan peta minda mereka dengan cara yang lebih menarik selain daripada buku. Bagi aktiviti 3 pula, iaitu bagaimanakah kehidupan zaman prasejarah? Bahagian ini akan dilaksanakan selama 20 minit di mana sesi pengajaran oleh guru akan dilaksanakan melalui pembentangan. Semasa sesi pengajaran, aktiviti pembelajaran turut dijalankan di mana pelajar akan diberikan helaian soalan untuk dijawab. Hal ini akan lebih memperkukuhkan tahap kefahaman pelajar yang membuatkan pelajar lebih fokus semasa sesi pembentangan oleh guru dijalankan. Bagi aktiviti 4 adalah aktiviti pembelajaran yang berasaskan permainan yang berlangsung selama 25 minit. Pada bahagian ini, pelajar akan bermain permainan yang diberi nama Gigi Sang Buaya. Permainan ini dimainkan secara berkumpulan di mana aktiviti ini akan mendorong pelajar untuk berbincang dan lebih bersemangat lagi dalam pembelajaran untuk memenangi permainan tersebut. Akhir sekali merupakan aktiviti 5 yang merupakan bahagian rumusan yang dijalankan selama 10 minit. Guru akan merumuskan sesi pembelajaran lalu menjalankan satu sesi kuis berbentuk interaktif question. Melalui markah kuis ini, guru berupaya untuk membuat penilaian terhadap tahap kefahaman pelajar. Penilaian akan dijalankan menerusi sesi kuis yang dijalankan menggunakan aplikasi Quizzes di mana kaedah penilaian secara formatif akan dilaksanakan. Bahan bantu mengajar bagi setiap sesi pengajaran ini adalah buku teks, PowerPoint, internet, video, projektor. Manakala bahan secara atas talian adalah seperti Mentimeter, YouTube dan Quizzes. Selepas selesai aktiviti pengajaran ini, pelajar akan diberikan satu set tugasan soalan berkaitan tajuk yang dipelajari sebagai kerja sekolah. Rancangan pengajaran ini boleh diaplikasikan secara bersemuka maupun secara atas talian. Proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran berlangsung dengan teratur pada bahagian catatan. Alright, I will explain using English again. For next part, I will explain more details about 5 activities that has been provided. For first learning activity will be an introduction to the topic. This learning will begin with a simple brainstorm session that will be conducted using an online application which is Mentimeter. Teacher need to share a link and entry code to students so that they can access the website. After that, student will be presented first with pictures of prehistoric time and they are required to answer a simple question as a hint towards the topic that will be discussed. Each that has been answered by student will be displayed as in the figure. Through this, other students also find out the answer given by other friends. Second learning activity that requires students to design a creative mind map from song. First of all, each student will be given a lyric related to the furthers of prehistoric life and they need to sing a song according to the lyric they have been given. Student and teacher will sing by following the rhythm by an example video that will also be played on YouTube. Here is the example.
Mari kawan-kawan, marilah kita belajar tentang zaman prasejarah.
After complete 2 rounds of singing, students are instructed to create a mind map based on their understanding through the song. This activity requires students to use MindMaster, which is MindMaster provide various of mind map with variation colors and design that will make students be more creative in designing mind map. After 5 minutes, students should share their MindMaster link. The best mind map will be selected for display to all students in the class. Here, example of mind map that are using MindMaster. This activity will encourage students to interpret the content of the mind map well to other students. How was life in prehistoric times will be third learning activity. Before starting the teaching session by teacher, student will be given a sheet of paper containing the following diagram. The question should focus on the main content of the topic. Students are required to note down the important information from the presentation to complete the worksheet activity given. Next, the session will be continued with teacher presentation using PowerPoint. This session we will see that the teaching session and the activity will be implemented at the same time. After completion both sessions, students can check their answer by scanning the QR code here. This activity will make students be more focused on the teacher presentation session because they need to complete question sheet that were given before the presentation begins. This part, I will explain 4 learning activity, game-based learning, crocodile teeth. Before the game starts, Students will be divided into several groups consisting of 6 members. They need to complete the list of names of their respective group members in the box space to be provided. Like this. This list is to make teacher easier to access student involvement in each group during this activity. After that, teacher will give instruction on how to play the game, which is students are required to discuss with each other. Learning activities based on this game will be implemented with the help of PowerPoint slide that has been provided by the teacher. Gigi Sambuaya game is played, which will be handled by the teacher. In this section, students have to choose A, B, C, D, E, F or G, where each of these letters represent a question whether the group has a chance to answer the question or not. If the group choose the letter A, C, E or G, it will lead to a slide as above where the group managed to get the question. If the group choose the letter B, D or G, it will lead to a slide as below, where the group did not manage to get the question and let the next group to choose letters. If the group of students succeeds in getting the question, the teacher will proceed by displaying the question that has been prepared. Here are the example of 5 questions, which is each group that choose the correct letter will get 1 question. Students are given 3 minutes to discuss and give an answer. After answering, the actual answer display will be shown for each question. They will earn 1 reward point for each correct answer. But if the answer display is not the same as the answer given, they will not earn any points. After finishing answering 5 questions given, teacher will display the total number of marks for each group and the winner will be announced. This game-based learning activity will engage students in learning by convincing them that learning is not something boring but rather fun. At last activity, teacher will summarize the entire learning session and student will be instructed to undergo an evaluation session using quizzes. This quizzes is an interactive quizzes. By answering the question, student can get a result of what they were looking for. Interesting, isn't it? Before that, teacher need to provide the link and entry code to all students to access. When the number of students attending the class is sufficient on the quiz site, teacher need to pressing the start button. The following is a quiz containing 10 questions where each question allocates time for 45 to 60 seconds to answer. The correct answer will be shown on each question after the student has finished answering. After all students have complete the quiz, student will be shown the total mark for this quiz, where from that teacher will make an assessment of the student level of understanding for this lesson. Before the class ends, teacher will give homework assignment to further increase student understanding. They need to complete this assignment and then review the answer at home by scan the answer via this QR code. That's all from my module that I have produced game-based learning activity strategy. Thank you.